Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing a live patch creation on the Prophet X. I'm going to try and emulate the digital native dance patch from the D50. It's a very difficult patch to emulate. I do have it sampled in here, so let's give it a listen and try and analyze it. Initialize hit. Almost like a reverse cymbal there. Or some type of cymbal effect. And then it has this rhythmic part, which is going to be difficult to emulate on this, but we'll give it a shot. And then there's a vocal pad at the end. Okay. So let's do an initialize patch. How you do that on sequential synths is very simple. Just go down, up on the transpose button, hit hold, and you're in a basic program. So that'll give you a sawtooth wave. And you can just turn that down. I'm just going to use, well, not just, I'm going to use some cinematic and ambient samples. They've been really helpful and really, there's a unique quality to using these. I can't really, it has like this, you can't really pinpoint exactly what it is. And I think that's what the D50 was about. It was so mysterious sounding. So let's use some, for the initialized hit, let's use like an organic blast. Now, how this is mapped is every single key is going to be a different sample, and you would just need to sample stretch it in order to play it polyphonically. That one sounds cool. It's a little bit more like a guitar, though. No. Oh. That has a nice vocal quality. Now, with the ambient and cinematic samples, they're not going to be in tune with the oscillators, but you can tune them. So let's bring up the oscillator and put this to pitch. That sounds good. Now let's use a vocal pad. So let's do some vocal ambience. And again, same thing. You're going to have to tune these to the pitch afterwards. And with the ambience, sometimes they have pitch shifts over time. These are all different ones, but I'm trying to find like more of a static. And see how there's like kind of pitch modulation there. Oh yeah, like it's changing notes there, but it sounds cool. But that's not what we're looking for. But we can work with that. So let's sample stretch that, and we'll change the loop size as well as where the loop takes place. You can get rid of that clicking with the crossfade. All right, perfect. And you just need to tune that to pitch. So. Awesome. I'm going to increase the decibel level of each of these just to kind of give it a nice boost. Maybe the vocal one just well, let's try it for 3 for now. I can always go back later. What's cool about the Prophet X that really wasn't discussed when it was initially demoed is you can bypass the low pass filter with the samples. So it has like an additive synthesis type quality, so you can get different harmonics, and the samples wouldn't be affected by the cutoff or the filter or anything like that. So let's try that, and I'm going to bypass just with the initialized attack. So that one I'm going to bypass the filter. The vocal pad I'm not though. So I'm going to have the vocal pad be affected by the filter. Now, if you listen to the patch, the vocal pad happens at the beginning, it fades out to kind of give way to that rhythmic part, and then it comes back in and sustains at the end. So let's try to do that with a filter envelope. So let's do just a long decay, sustain. Let's do an even longer decay on that one. Maybe add some resonance. I know there was no resonance on the original, but we can always change that later. Let's use an auxiliary envelope to affect the cutoff as well. So essentially what we want to do is have the filter envelope sweep the filter down, and then have the auxiliary envelope bring it back up. So we'll do that, and we'll have it done slowly in sustain as well. So let's try this. See, the envelopes are fighting with each other, but that's okay. There is a envelope, well, there's an envelope repeat, but there's also an envelope delay. So let's try this. So it sweeps down, then sweeps back up. But there's a delay, so that way you wouldn't have, that way it's not fighting with each other too much. Let's add some oscillators to this. Let's try some sine wave oscillators. Maybe turn key tracking up a bit as well. Sounds good. And then when you bring in the blast, you can increase the decibel level of the vocal pad as well. I was going to try some square wave oscillators, but I think that might be too harsh. It's not really the sound we're looking for. So let's stick with the sine wave oscillators. They're pretty transparent, so they're not really going to color the sound too much. And we'll come back to the effects later on. And let's go layer B. So that is the cymbal effect as well as the rhythmic part. Rhythmic part's going to be a little bit difficult, but we'll try our best. Let's go with the cinematic. Let's go with a, see if there's, you can certainly see where you could easily do some D50 type sounds. But let's go for another organic blast. So. No, there is some cymbal effects. So let's try that. Crash effects. That actually sounds pretty cool. Yeah, let's use this one. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to turn off key follow. So that crash is going to be stretched, but it's not going to change in pitch. So and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the auxiliary envelope affect the frequency of that cymbal as well. Let's have a... So I've adjusted the delay on that envelope as well. And we can change the frequency of this. Let's try and have the filter envelope affect this as well. Because it's not really a crash in the original patch. It's more, there's really no attack to it. It's almost like it's almost like a sweep afterwards. So let's so put that with the I think that sounds great. And add some resonance on the filter, and not too much. I think it sounds good. Now we're going to do the rhythmic part, which is going to be that'll be difficult. So I'm going to bypass the low pass filter, so I don't, so it's not going to affect it. So let's turn up the instrument level. Now it's a percussion effect. So let's go with. Let's go with. Because it's going to have to loop. So let's. No, it's not it. No, let's. It definitely sounds more like a. No. No. This one, it's going to be a difficult one, but I think we can. See, I'm looking for ones that are that have more than one note in it. So let's go for. I wonder, because I did the same. I did this on the M1 patch I tried to recreate, and I used wooden wind chimes. And I looped it. So let's see if we can do that and just kind of sync it. We'll have to find. Well, for now, let's do this. And we'll loop it, and we'll sync the loop. It's a bit too bright, so let's. Because the thing is, but with sample stretching, if you stretch from a note on the lower end of the keyboard, it's going to be brighter and shorter as it moves up. If you stretch for with a note on the higher end of the keyboard, it's going to be darker and more muted and slower as it goes down. So let's. So I'm going to stretch one of the notes from up here. It's a bit too slow, so we can. We just have to. I'm just adjusting the end points and the beginning of the sample. And with that sample, I notice it kind of goes up and kind of goes down. So, I guess we could emulate that using an LFO. Let's try a square LFO. We'll sync it as well. Let's do every step. Whoops. It was on. All right, so let's go with but it doesn't start right away in the patch, so there is a little bit of a delay. And we'll just use auxiliary envelope 4, and we'll do that instrument 2 level. And we'll max that out, and we'll have it sustain. The attack will be slow, and we'll also have a bit of a delay on it. And I'll put a little bit of a release on this one as well. It's not going to sound perfect, but what you can do is you can actually turn the tone parameter down so you can make it more trebly and cut out the lows. Or you can cut out the highs and make it a little bit more darker. And that's not using the filter. This is its own, the sample's own internal mixing parameter. It's not perfect, but I think there is something there. And I think because the LFO is kind of helping with the pitch, it's kind of creating its own. You can always change that. Let's go. This is probably very boring for you guys. I'm sorry. It's not perfect. Let's try a reverse saw. No. You do want... And you want wave reset on the LFO as well. So every time you hit a note, it'll just reset the LFO. Let's bring it all together and we'll add some effects. Oh, I guess I got to bring up the crash. I think that actually sounds pretty good. And I don't like how it cuts out like that, so I'm gonna adjust the filter, adjust the release of the filter here on using the auxiliary envelopes on layer 1. I think we got it. So let's add some chorus on the first part and just a taste. I'm also going to adjust the amp envelope as well on layer 1 for the pad so it doesn't cut out right away. And I notice with the percussion element, it doesn't, it fades out. So it doesn't sustain for the entire thing. Just wondering if... I think it actually worked out. It's not perfect, it's not exactly like it, but it definitely has its own... So yeah, that's Prophet X native dance. But yeah, if you like this video, let me know if you want me to do some more. I know I really wish I had some type of setup where the camera could be facing downwards. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of setup. That way you guys can see what I'm doing. So I do apologize for that. I don't have any of these patches for sale or anything like that. It was something I was kind of thinking about doing, but I don't know if anybody would be interested in that or not, but just let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or if you have any feedback, or what else we can do. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day.